Another S.A.L.T production. This now here's where S.A.L.T really comes into action. Straightforward analysis. Low tech. But the low tech is added to hoodie because playoff football we're going to be analyzing here. They're playing in the cold and the field's still back there. But the reason we call this whole production S.A.L.T, besides that it stands for solid analysis, straightforward analysis, low tech, is that S.A.L.T makes a food from bland to edible and tasty. I mean, I find most of the analysis on football to be bland, don't you? Shallow, very shallow. You're gonna need this S.A.L.T productions to really get what's going on in the NFL. That's what I think I'm helping. I'm like S.A.L.T that makes the food edible. But this one's even more. Sometimes the food is totally inedible, totally wrong. And here the analysis is what you're hearing out there is totally wrong. I'm going to be like S.A.L.T that makes the food edible to begin with. It makes it, without it, you couldn't eat the food. And we're talking about analyzing Peyton Manning's performance this past Sunday. That was yesterday against the Denver Broncos. How would you rate his individual performance? Now, before we get there, we have to talk about Peyton Manning last year to this year. Now, was it injury that has been making him not play as well? Or has it been just that he's getting old, diminishing skills, and it's got to go at some point? Now, you could say, obviously, a combination of both. I have been of the opinion that let's give him the benefit of the doubt that it's been injury. Certainly last year, for the first 3 quarters of the year, he was not diminishing. You look at the stat. By the way, Bucky Brooks on NFL.com has an article saying where his last time he played Pro Bowl caliber was 2013. No, he played for the first 3 quarters of last year. He had 39 touchdowns total. He had 1 game close to 500 yards, 3 games over 400 yards. I looked this up, and he had 7 or 8 games at over 300 yards. So for the first 3 quarters of the year, he was fine. You're going to tell me all of a sudden he had diminishing skills at the last part? I got to believe it was the injury. And they do point to a certain hit during a certain game towards the end of the year where he got hurt. Okay, let's give him the pass. Let's give Peyton Manning a pass on the terrible performance last year at the end, particularly the championship game against Indianapolis at home. At home. Peyton Manning terrible in that game. All right, we come into this year. He has a couple of good games at the beginning of this year. Again, I can't be convinced that he has diminishing skills when he had a couple of good games here. Now, he then has the worst game of his career by far, the game at home against Kansas City. I mean, where he got replaced. I mean, it was he should have replaced him earlier there, Kubi. I mean, you couldn't watch it. It was so bad. He had more interceptions and completions, if I remember, in the game that he sets the record for the amount of yards in career. And but I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt that it's injury. So we're going to watch this game. Why am I going to watch this game very closely? Why are we going to go play by play almost? 1 quarter at a time. Don't worry, I'll only do it a quarter at a time, so it won't be so long on each individual watch. But because this is a game where he said has not felt better in over a year. Meaning Peyton Manning himself saying he's healthy. They looked at him in practice. Phil Sims, he looked great. I showed you a play that he threw against San Diego. I showed you one play in my S.A.L.T production where I have the AFC playoff preview, and I say, Denver's the best team. Why? Because I showed you a play that Peyton Manning threw a ball that looked like he was back to at least last year's Peyton Manning. And if he's at last year's Peyton Manning first 3 quarters of the season, then Denver is the best team in the AFC. And therefore, I thought they'd have no problem with Pittsburgh. But as you'll see, we're going to see that if you want to tell him he's healthy now, all right, go ahead. Then he's definitely diminished. And you're hearing out there that it's all because of drop passes yesterday. And there were 5 drop passes yesterday, not 6 as the number you'll see. And one of them is going to be important because one of them is a bad throw, which would have had a first down. We'll point to that. But amongst the drops that you'll see, you'll also see, and we're going to go just by his throws, that there is a diminishing. If you're telling me he's healthy, then it's a diminishing Peyton Manning. I'm not going to say he had a bad game, but he had a bad game if you're expecting to see Peyton Manning the way I expected him to see him, like the 39 touchdowns he threw last year. And I don't I didn't think he was diminishing this much. Let's take it one throw at a time. First quarter action. Here we go. We're going to twist it to the side to get a little better tech. Okay, I think you can see it now. It's not bad. It's not bad. Here we go. First play, after a parent return against to the Pittsburgh 30 is starting at the Pitt 30. And look at that. Similar to the throw that I showed against San Diego, where that looks like Peyton Manning of old. Drop back, fire it. And we got our first throw of the game for a first down. And now they're already in the red zone. Now, the next one we go to 506. Another great throw over our first drop, one of the 5 drops. Certainly throws off the rhythm. Can't play the drops on Peyton Manning. And that definitely hurt them this game. All right, so far 2 for 2 on throws. And I have in front of me a piece of paper which tells me exactly where to go. And it tells me that I can just say what the rest of the drive was. They ended up on a 3rd and 5. They throw to the running back. And it was a good call because it looked like it should have got, but Shazier closed ground quickly. They couldn't get the full 5 yards. 4th and 1.5. They went with the field goal. Okay, so Peyton Manning's got 2 good throws in that drive. No problem there. 3-0. I'm not going to blame him for not getting a touchdown. And there was a drop in that sequence. We go to in drive 2. We now go over. We don't even have to do drive. Drive 2 was a 3 and out. Nothing to blame on Peyton Manning. A screen that went for 4 yards. A run that went for 4. Again, we're just focusing on his throws, by the way, not his play selection, which is one of the great things. I wish we could show every play and be able to really analyze whether he called the right plays, but that's for another time. Run for 4 yards, 3rd and 2. And then he did that direct snap to Hillman where he makes believe he's talking to the receiver, and it didn't work. And they had a punt. All right, not blaming him there. That could happen. 3rd and 2, you try a run, a tricky play, it didn't go. We now go to the third drive, again starting from Pittsburgh's side of the field after a short punt from their own end zone that only went 27 yards. And now on the third drive, up 3-0, because Pittsburgh hasn't done anything on offense yet. We go to 22-34 here. Wait a second. What was that? I can't. All right. Mentioned us from Brett Kiesel, gave him a lot of. And now it's a 3rd and 2 after a 9-yard run and a 1-yard loss. Okay, so 2 runs, fine. A run worked. He tried another one, didn't work. 3rd and 2. Now this is the type of play Peyton Manning. I'll let you decide, but I believe that this is not Peyton Manning showing diminishing skills, but it is his fault. Credit for helping him through his rookie year, and here's a 3rd and 2. And that pass. Now he's done that a lot, where he drops off the back foot because he's afraid of getting hit or something. He just fires it to where he expects the receiver, and it wasn't there. I didn't get a really good chance. You don't really get a good look at the replay here of whose fault to blame. But all right, let's give him a pass on that. I don't think that's okay, but I don't think it has to do with his being old. So let's go on to 4th drive. So we have 3 drives so far, only 3 points. They did get a field goal out of that because they started so deep in Pittsburgh. They started at the Pittsburgh 30. So they got a field goal out of that, 6-0. And now Pittsburgh gets one big play, wipes out the 6-0 lead by getting a big play, getting into the red zone, and getting a touchdown towards the end of the first quarter. So it's now 7-6. And I'm going to end it right at the end of the first quarter. But I could show the beginning of drive 4, which starts at 30-49, just to show you that Peyton Manning is off to a good start this game. But watch the last few throws. Okay, wait, let's go. Here we go. We'll see. Well, first we start with drive 4. That's a nice throw. It was a good, well defended. But I'm not blaming Peyton Manning on that. Well defended, nicely done. And now we go to 31-20. Here we go. Omaha. You hit Omaha? Omaha. Nice throw. 8-yarder. First down. That's a typical Peyton Manning play. First down. We're getting towards the end of the first quarter. And now we go to 31-55. Here we go. Wait, I went too far. Here we go. Fake handoff. Play action. All right, fluttered, but a lot of balls towards the end of his career been fluttering ever since the neck injury. But it was accurate. That's all that matters there to Thomas, and we got a first down. So again, a nice start for Peyton Manning in this game, even though it's only 6 points. He's been looking like last year, and I don't know. There's no reason to believe they're not going to score in this game over 30 points. I just didn't. I just don't see any other way. Why should we, based on the Denver defense stopping Pittsburgh and Manning looking like that? Another good throw. Another good Peyton Manning throw and another first down. And I believe this is the end of the first quarter. Yeah, end of the first quarter. Not ending here because I want to show you the next two throws. Okay, we need 33 now. 33, 15. Yeah. First and 10. Play action. Long throw. Just barely overthrow, yeah. He hits that in his sleep early in his career. Come on. The heck is that? Wide open. Let's see the replay. You'll get a closer view. I think you can see all this, by the way. Oh, come on, Peyton Manning. Get out of here. Missing that. That is not also, well, he doesn't have the deep ball anymore. That's not deep. That's not that deep. That's a 30, 40-yard throw. Come on, he should hit that. And watch the next one. Now, here's one of the ones they call a drop. They put it in the drop department, but watch it on this. I'm sorry, it's 2nd and 11. So there's going to be a -1. -1. Now, 3rd and 11. Watch this next throw. They count this as a drop. And I don't believe that it's to blame fully on Sanders here. 3rd and 11 at the 44 of Pittsburgh. Down 7-6. Oh, looked like a drop. And I think if he got that, he would get very close to the first down because he wouldn't have had a stretch for it. Watch the replay. Watch the replay. Peyton Manning got time there. That is too far ahead. And if he throws it on target, 21 will not tackle him before he gets near that first down marker. And he would have been deeper into Pittsburgh's zone. That's a big play in this game. That is catchable. That is catchable. But that is a bad throw by Peyton Manning. He's more accurate than that. Come on. So at this point, I stop it and I say, well, lots of good throws he saw, but I already saw 2 throws. He missed a touchdown throw there on the deep slant. He missed that 3rd and 11 where he put the too far ahead of Sanders, catchable, but bad throw. Good throws, but there is some signs there that the throw, we got 2 bad throws already. Let's go. We'll catch you on the next one where we'll talk. We'll go 2nd quarter, 3rd quarter, 4th quarter, and I think it'll become clear of the diminishing Peyton Manning. Don't fall for this business that it was all because of the drops.